Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for yet another video. I do appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So, what we have here says gusty winds expected to return this week as Thomas fire continues to grow. And yes, another daily update of the Thomas fires. As we talked about yesterday, they expect this battle to go on for at least another couple weeks into January, unfortunately. But it goes on to say that after a brief respite from the relentless gusts that have driven the deadly Thomas fire for more than 2 weeks, gusty winds are expected to return, adding to the challenges facing firefighters working to contain the mammoth blaze. The fire, which began near Santa Paula in the foothills above Thomas Aquinas College on December 4th, had burned through 271,750 acres as of Tuesday morning, which is as this morning, as I'm making this video. Now here you can still see the mandatory evacuation area currently and the voluntary evacuation area, but look at the fire perimeter. Look how massive this fire perimeter is. Now another thing to take note of is you can always tell, like, the mandatory evacuation area is outside the fire perimeter, which tells you that they don't have this thing truly contained as of yet. And like we said yesterday, they're not expecting it to be totally contained until at least into the new year. Now it says the Thomas fire is on track Tuesday to become California's second largest wildfire. It's now just 161 acres smaller than the second largest fire on record. The lightning sparked rush fire that burned 271,911 acres in Lassen County in 2012. Now they say that Thomas fire is 50% contained, and fire officials do not anticipate full containment until January 8th, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. That's what I was just saying. But here's the thing: the fire keeps growing, and yet they keep telling us that it's getting more and more contained. To me, that doesn't make any sense. I don't see that. It was 35% contained a couple of days ago, then it went up to 30 or to 40%. Now it's 50% contained, yet the thing is continually to grow. And you could see that it's not truly contained. If you look at the mandatory evacuation areas, maybe parts of it, back in by Ventura County and other areas are contained, but I don't know. I kind of don't trust the numbers when they tell us it's certain percentage contained, when they sit there and tell you that it's still spreading. It's going to grow to be the second largest wildfire in California history today. They don't expect to even have it contained at all, truly, until January 8th, which is still almost 3 weeks away. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess, I don't know how those numbers are put together, but it just don't add up. You know what I mean? How could the containment level continue to rise as the fire continues to spread and get larger? To me, it's just common sense. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. But it does say firefighters have tried to take advantage of weaker winds Monday that are forecast for Tuesday as well. Now, Ventura County Fire Department on Tuesday morning reported another productive day Monday, but with 4 wind transitions on the mountaintops. It goes on to say that forecasters predict a new blast of Santa Barbara's notorious sundowner winds, which blow down the canyons to the coast late Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning. The winds could create crucial fire conditions for the western side of the blaze in southern Santa Barbara County. So I guess you could say that the reason the containment level goes up is because some areas are getting somewhat contained. But also it probably has to do with the fact that the winds died down, so they did make some progress. But as these winds pick back up, they might lose progress. So it says northerly gusts will likely exceed 40 miles an hour, with isolated gusts of up to 60 miles per hour possible, according to the National Weather Service. Santa Barbara County side of the fire will be affected by strong winds first on Wednesday afternoon and evening. Winds will then pick up in the Ventura County side Wednesday night and Thursday morning, said Joe Serrard, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Oxnard. While winds pick up in Ventura County, they will decrease in Santa Barbara County, he said. It's a very large fire, so you're going to have different wind effects over different parts of the fire, Sherrard said. High fire dangers will exist in Los Angeles County this week as well, he said. The wind should die down a bit Friday, Sherrard said, but another round will return Saturday night and Sunday. It's like, you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but in this case it's almost like you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, because the winds die down for a couple days and then they come roaring back for 2 or 3 days. So that's just such an unfortunate situation. He also goes on to say that the Thomas Fire had burned a remote automatic weather station in the Montecito Hills. The instruments provided data about wind speed, air, and soil temperature, as well as humidity. There was minimal fire activity overnight Monday, allowing fire crews to strengthen their containment lines, according to CAL FIRE. Fuel in the area remains critically dry, posing an especially acute danger when the winds pick back up. Firefighters are not quite done on the southern edge of the Montecito fire, where the fire had pushed up against 1,300 homes and damaged 15, said Rudy Evanson, a spokesman for the multi-agency firefighting effort. Crews on Tuesday were planning to burn a section of Los Padres National Forest in an attempt to further contain the fire. We want to manage it as lightly as we can. Helicopter water drops were planned in the area near Fillmore, called Bear Haven. The threat to the city of Fillmore has decreased because firefighters were able to complete a control line from the town to Devil's Gate, fire officials said. On the fire's north and east sides, it continues to burn farther into the Matilija and Sespe wilderness and towards the Sespe Condor Sanctuary, according to CAL FIRE. As the blaze becomes more contained, fire departments from other jurisdictions will start traveling home. Everson said it's drastically ramping down right now. He said it's nowhere near the scale that it's been the past 2 weeks. But these winds, here's the thing. Sometimes I read these articles and it's like I don't think they're telling us the full story sometimes, because it's supposed to grow into the second largest wildfire as of today. I want good news. Don't get me wrong. I do. I really do. It's my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone that's been affected by these fires. Thankfully, not very much loss of life, but I'm sure that a ton of wildlife, unfortunately, has passed away, as well as possibly some pets and whatnot. But as far as people go, that's been the positive news is not too many people, thankfully, have lost their life. Now, tons and tons of thousands of people have lost property, homes, cars, what have you, but you can replace them, and again, it just I don't know. It's like I wanted there to be positive news, and it's I'm glad that they're saying that they're finally getting it contained, but that's not the truth, because it's going to be 3 weeks before they officially have it contained. Now, that's just estimates. You don't know what kind of winds. They just talked about how there's going to be 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts again starting tomorrow and through Thursday even, and until Friday. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on this, guys. I'm not trying to downplay the positive news. It's always good to hear that they are making progress, because that's what we want. It's just sometimes I'm not sure how honest they're being when the fire continues to grow. They admit that it continues to grow, but yet say, on the other hand, that they now have it mostly contained. I'm just not buying that, but I'm hoping it's true. But thanks for watching these videos and supporting the channel. We're growing every single day, guys, and I can't thank you enough for that. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.